Let's look at tools for finding the self. The process of finding the self may seem mystical, but it's deeply practical. Four pillars can guide your way: stillness, simplicity, nourishment, and disconnection. Find a place where peace lives. Nourish yourself with foods that don't dull your intuition. Sit with your heart, not just metaphorically, but literally, and let go of the digital noise long enough to hear what really matters. These aren't rigid rules, they're sacred suggestions, proven through centuries of wisdom. It's time to personalize this. Reflect on where you feel most whole, most quiet, most you. Is it in nature? A tucked away library? Your bathtub? List 10 sacred spaces near or far that you can access regularly. These places aren't just physical, they're energetic sanctuaries. And by naming them, you begin to honor your need for pause, for peace, for presence. In the last video, I mentioned that there is a workbook associated with this particular whole self wholeness, whole self wellness series, and you can actually download that in the site. So you can look in the description box and get that if you so choose, or you can just make a list out of some paper that you have. Now it's time to find the self. Take time for major action and a deep dive. So let's look at self reconnection reset. The act of returning to self doesn't require complicated rituals. It simply asks for your willingness to stop. A few days of quiet without overstimulation, without processed food, without media can help you reconnect. This is a whole self reset, one that clears the clutter, sharpens your intuition, and reminds you that everything you need already lives within. We've been taught to believe that solutions lie in effort, but in truth, wholeness doesn't need to be earned, it needs to be remembered. When you stop reaching, you realize you've always been enough. Doing nothing is not laziness, it's revolutionary, an act of reclamation, of stepping away from the illusion that your worth is based on output and returning to the truth that your being is sacred. Across spiritual traditions, silence has always been a doorway. Vedic wisdom reminds us that when we strip away the external, the internal awakens. Whole self wellness does not deny the value of supplemental tools like crystals or energy work, but it emphasizes that true integration happens in the quiet when you give yourself permission to stop fixing and start feeling. Healing begins. Real self esteem is not performative. It's not rooted in accomplishments. It's born from a quiet knowing that you are whole, even in your messiness, even in your becoming. Self realization is not just for monks or mystics, it is for mothers, teachers, workers, creatives, for all of us. The journey may not be linear, but each act of honoring your truth moves you closer to integration. I hope you find the link to the tools below that you can do some of the practices we spoke about earlier, and I will see you in the next video.